is that? Why is nobody called me out that it's not strange? Very shortly. Okay? Very shortly. All right, anyway. So let's go take a look at videos. Okay? And oldest videos. Here we go.
Hi, I'm JC, and me, as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting 4 lists.
Alright, so that's me about 15 years ago. Look all the hair I had. Holy cow. And no gray hair either. No gray. Here's my favorite part. Alright, think about it. How do you keep a 9-year-old entertained? Okay, we did a lot of fun stuff. We did a lot of crazy stuff. Make it fun. Make it fun. You know, it had to be fun. How else am I going to keep her entertained? Alright. So that's the princess. 15 years ago. No, I don't want that. I want this. Nope, I don't want that. Nope, go back one more. Go back one more. There we go. And there it is. All right, so they're both live. Great. See? That's me standing in front of the phone, in front of the computer screen. And this is just the computer screen itself. Let's go right there. Yep, see? There's me. I'm standing in front of it. All right, so let's get out of that. Result. It had to be simple. It had to be safe. It had to be predictable. It had to be consistent, and no way for her this year. Okay? A lot different when she was little. When she was little, she was fun. Now it's just like I'm an ATM. All right. Anyway, a walking dictionary and ATM. Now she calls me when she has questions she doesn't understand. Anyway, all right, so we're looking at Apple. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. So 5 rules, that's what I was getting at. 5 rules. Ready for the 5 rules? Here they come. They're really simple. You can write them down if you want. Rule number 1. Are you ready? Samson, this is for you. Rule number 1. Never buy something you don't understand. So if I ask you a question about what you want to look at, you better have the answer. Well, don't invest in it. If you don't know it, if you don't understand what they're doing, if you don't know all the numbers, you shouldn't be buying it. If you're not willing to hold it until the day you die, do not buy it. Rule 1, do not buy it unless you understand it and you want to hold it for the rest of your life. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Oh, come on. This one is self-evident. Why would you buy something and 2, 3 weeks, 2 months later sell it for a loss? Doesn't make any sense. Rule number 3, this is a tough one for a lot of people. Consistency of profitability. Me, I like 2 decades. That's 20 years. So don't give me no crap because the stock market's been around for 400 years. If you can't find a couple of companies that have 20 years of profitability, this is not a game you should be playing then. Rule number 4, weekly options only. That's it. Weekly options only. I don't want to take a look at monthlies. They never work out for me. And they're a waste of my time to even look at them. So, no. I know General Mills is a monthly optionable stock. No. Okay? And rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. Now, we're going to take a look at some of the numbers, and you will see what I mean. So, we're looking at Apple. Now, we looked at Apple last week, okay, and the week before. So, I bought some 2 weeks ago, because you guys, we agreed that looked good. So, 2 weeks ago, we bought it. Let's take a look. Let's zoom in. The low right here on the 9th, 168. Okay. Now, this is what we're looking at now. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All right, so this is where we are right now. Okay, so let's back up a couple of weeks and show you what it looked like 2 weeks ago. All right, 2 weeks ago. There's 1 week, there's 2 weeks right there. Nope, that's not what we want to see. We want to see from here, 30 days would be, all right, 5, right there. All right, that's 30 days, okay? Down, up, down, up. See, it's going to the upside at the moment off of there. All right, so we jumped in here. Okay, one day. There it is. That's Monday. That's where we originally jumped in. It opened up at 200, and then we sold the $200 call option because it made sense. Okay? Now, that's Monday right there. Now watch. That's Tuesday, up. Wednesday, up. Thursday, down. Friday, up. Okay, so the first week we did this, it was a profit. Okay? That was 2 weeks ago. Then, a bunch of you last week said, well, let's do Apple again. Well, we did do Apple again. Okay? Here's Monday right here. So we jumped in at 204 where it opened up. Okay? So we jumped into Apple right here at 204 where it opened up. And I ended up selling the 205 options. Well, what happened? Okay. Went down. It went down again. And it went down again. And here we are. Whoops. Okay, here we are now. Okay? So jumped in at 204 here. And the stock drop. So now we're at 196. All right, so fine. What do you do with a stock that you buy at 204 and now it's at 196? Well, look over here. The 204s ain't worth crap. So I'm not going to sell them. Now, I could sell them and pick up 38 cents a share. Now, 38 cents a share, think of it this way. It's not a lot of money. But most people just let it sit and do absolutely nothing. Well, why not bring in 38 cents a share? There's no risk there. None whatsoever. If you get called out, well, you're getting called out at 205. Well, remember, I bought it at 204. Okay, so I bought it at 204. Now it's at 205. Well, actually, now it's at 197. But anyway, if I sell the 205s, I can pick up 38. If I sell the 200s, I can pick up 141. Might be a little close. I'm looking at the 197s. Okay, 244. That's over 1%. Because remember, I bought it at 204. 1% of 204 is 204. $204. 1% of $204 is $2.04. So we're at 146. I'm looking at selling the 197s, pick up $2. Or the 200s, pick up 141. It's cash flow coming in. And as the week progresses, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll take a look. Do I need to move it? Do I need to leave it alone? What's it going to do between now and Friday? That's a lot of interesting information that we don't know. Okay. So anyway, that's where we are with Apple. At this moment in time, Apple is not a good opportunity to jump into now. But if you jumped into it last week, now, I didn't tell it. It's not a recommendation. You guys asked me to take a look at stocks. If it looks good, I will say, yep, I'm going to write it down, and you guys will just follow it. Okay? It's not a recommendation. I don't give recommendations. I don't tell people what to do. So what do we have over here? Lands. What's happening? Good evening. Quail Tree Farm. BC of tax. No idea what that means. Would you have normally done Apple a second time if you were doing it by yourself? No, I would not have. Because if you go back a week, right? I don't know. No. I probably would have. Okay? Now, I'm not going to lie. I probably would. Here's the bottom. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. Now, first week we jumped here, and it was profitable. Okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, we jumped in at 200. Okay, hit 204 by the end of Friday. Okay, so the next week, okay, it opened up over 204. So, yeah, I would have jumped in again. Okay, so I'm being honest. Yes, I would have jumped in because I look for 3 days to the upside. On the third day, if it's up higher, I'll jump in. Now, it opened higher, but then it pulled down. See, I do it in the morning. So, yeah, in the morning I would have jumped in. But by the end of the day, I'll say, oh, bummer. That's it, oh, bummer. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Apple. Because let's take a look at Apple, something you may not take into consideration. Because this didn't come out for, who knows when this thing came out. Seasonality. Now, I know you may not know what seasonality is when it comes to trading, but you know what seasonality is. You may not think you know it, but you do. Let me explain. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Those are the seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall. So you do know seasonality. What happens January 1st? This here is a seasonality chart. All the way to the left, January 1st. All the way to the right, December 31st. The blue line, well, that's the movement the stock has done this year. This little blue dot right there is the last traded day, also known as Friday the 13th. Holy shit. Now, Friday the 13th was Friday. Cool. Who knew? Friday the 13th, that little blue dot. This red line is 10 years of historical performance. How has the stock performed over the last 10 years? Well, why are we looking at that? Because it gives us a good idea what the stock normally does throughout the year. Well, let's take a look. If we buy it January 1st and sell it December 31st, well, we're going to make money. Well, it's Apple. Of course it does. We'll take a better look. Look, it goes up, then it goes down. The nice long trail up, pulls back a little bit, goes sideways and into the end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter. Now the tail end of the fourth quarter, she shoots up. This information here, well, it's great. But what do you do with the information? That's the big one. Because there are literally dozens and dozens of trading strategies you can use. Okay? You can use a covered call. You can use a vertical. You can use a calendar. You can use a butterfly, an iron condor, a reverse double flip, whatever. A whole bunch of weird stuff. I like the covered call. It's simple, it's easy, and it's predictable. Okay? It's one of the few stocks you know what you're going to make before you even do it. Can you show us a good one? A good one what? See, you guys tell me the stocks you want me to take a look at, and I'll look at them, and I'll tell you whether or not I would do it myself. That's about as far as I can go. Okay, Charles wants to take a look at Marvell. Let's take a look at Marvell. All right, let's go move this over here. Oh, that moved it too far. Change it back to the regular one there. And so basically, not this week for Apple. Now, I already have some, so it's one of those things, but it doesn't look like it's a great opportunity at this moment. Okay? Here's the bottom. She shot up. She pulled back. We're going to find a new bottom before she turns around and goes back up again. All right, fine. Marvell. MRVL. No. Okay? High, low, was, is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. So it's actually coming down at the moment. So no to Marvel. Sorry. Okay, PJ, EQNR. What the heck is EQNR? Did we already look at that one? EQNR? EQNR. Hell no. Next. Ange, good evening. Exchange traded funds, not electronic. Oh, burner account. I love it when people correct me. You think I'm stupid enough not to know the difference between exchange traded funds and electronic traded funds? Well, I tell you what. Why don't you go to the exchange and you tell me, are there computers there or are there people there? ETF is an electronically traded fund. You give your money to a computer and they give you what they think you deserve. We've seen some of the numbers. Seriously, check out some of the numbers on all those exchange traded funds, okay? I have not met a single one that I actually like. You don't have the makings of a varsity athlete. Your hands are too small. I'm terribly sorry there, Harold, but I was a varsity athlete. I do have a letter. Believe it or not, I still have my letter jacket. 1982, big old M right there. Terribly sorry, dude, so to you. Non-dividend stock, but IYE up 84% since March. Okay, fine. Ain't going to look at it, just to know. Stock price went up or special dividend. Okay, fine. Contel, good evening. Can you show us a good one? I already showed you a couple of good ones. Not quite sure specifically what you're looking for. Merrick, ARR. What the heck is ARR? Never a good sign when I ask what is ARR. Oh, ARR. Hell no. Okay. 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. I don't do monthlies. Jeff, good evening, Jeff. Easy living. Ross, Causey, what's happening? All right, who is that? Mark Palmer, GLPS, causing MCD to take a hit. What the heck is GLPS? GLPS. Goldman Sachs. Yeah. Goldman Sachs, MLP, Energy Infrastructure. Yeah, no. MON, ETC, ETC. What the heck is that? Environmental Technical Group. Has no options. Hell no. IESC, IESC. No. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to do it tonight. If I got to stay up to 2 or 3 in the morning, right there, I'm going to put a banner that says, weekly options only. Okay? Another one. Hell no. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. How many trades do you make daily? I'm not a day trader. I don't daily trade. Weekly, I do a couple hundred a week. But Mondays and Fridays are the day I do my trading. I do all my buying on Monday. See what's happening Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Very rarely will I do anything Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, we take a look just before the market closes. Were we right? Were we wrong? What do we have to do? I got 2 main criteria. Consistency of profitability, that 1% I want every week, and preservation of my capital. I don't want to lose. I got 3 losses this year. We're almost halfway through the year. I got 3 losses. That's it. And they're online. You can see my losses. ETC. We looked at ETC. It was a no. Look at it. 11.17 dividend. Don't really care. Okay, Merrick, listen closely. I don't care about the dividend. My concern, weekly cash flow. If it has monthly options, no thank you. I don't care what the dividend is. I'm not looking to get the dividends. Will 7777. So got stock license. No idea what that is. Is that a statement, a question, or just a regurgitation of words? Yeah, that's why I wanted to look at it. Well, if you don't understand it, Anthony, why do you want me to look at it? Bouncing around 131. Mark, if I already said no to it, I really don't care where it is. Pam, Ford. Love Ford. Don't know if it's on the list for this week. It's a no. Look at that. See? Up, down, up. Now it's dropping. No to Ford this week, but you know what? Ford might be a good player in 2 weeks, so I'm going to write it down for 2 weeks from today, and we'll take a look at Ford in 2 weeks. Dividend stock isn't live. Yes, it is. We just fixed it a little while ago. Happy Father's Day. Dividend stock isn't live. Yes, it is. We just fixed it a little while ago. Father's Day. KR, here we go. Kroger. Ouch. Ooh, wait a second. Did you see that? Seriously, look at it. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Down, up, down. What's happening right there? Right there. See, look at this. There's your profit. Now your profit taking is there. Now she's bouncing off of the 64. Let's zoom into that and take a closer look. Okay. Here's the high. Here's the low. 2 days to the upside. I want to zoom in closer to get a better look at that. You ready? The last 30 days. Going to need my glasses for that one. All right. We want the 15th of 15th. Here's your 30 days. Okay. 30 days ago, we're at 66.50. Shoots up to 70.50. Drops down to 64. Thursday's higher, Friday's higher. You wanted a good one? Here you go. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. She's bouncing up. Okay. Well, before we jump on any further, let's take a look at what does this thing normally do this time of year. That seasonality. She's just going to go sideways. That's about it. No big jumps up, no surprises. Okay? That's what I like. No surprises. We got our movement that we're looking for. So let's go back to it and see it again. Right there. See that? Down. Here's the bottom. 1 day higher, 2 days higher. You can't argue with that. Well, you could if you wanted to, but it's a losing battle. All right. So 65.56. So we're going to be looking at the 66s. And look at the 66s. 145. That's over 2%. Well, you want to see a good one. This might be the first pick of this week. Kroger. Why the hell not? And guess what? Kroger's on Warren Buffett's list. Not on my list. It's on Warren Buffett's list. So let's take a look. All right, let's get rid of this. First thing I want to do now is I want to change to a covered call. Now, these are all the trading strategies you got. Look, single, vertical, back ratio, calendar, diagonal, straddle, strangle, covered, collar, butterfly, condor, iron condor, vertical roll, collar with stock, double diagonal, unbalanced, deep on. Look at them all. That's a bunch of strategies. And then if I clicked on these three here, they opened up to even more. Watch this. Even more strategies. Even more strategies. Even more strategies. That's just the trading strategies themselves. So we got the information. Kroger looks like it's in a position to move up based on the chart. Well, because charts, look, they tell us what we are doing. Now, when I say we, I mean, the buyers and sellers. That's us. We are the buyers and the sellers. Okay, we buy, we sell. We're looking for the profit. Okay, now Kroger, don't get me wrong, I'd buy that and hold it for the rest of my days. That's me. You have to ask yourself the same question. Do you like that company? Does that company make sense to you? Well, let's take a look at the numbers and see what it says. Now, remember I said rule number 5? Remember? Never buy something you don't understand. Never sell at loss. Consistent profitability. Weekly options. Make sure the numbers work. Number 5, here we go. Covered stock. Now, we said the 66s. Right there's the 66. All right. Now, I love Thinkorswim. It fills out everything for me. All I got to do is find out how many stocks I want to buy. How many shares. And I just pick the number. Okay. Now, I always change this right here where it says limit order. Now, some of you people like to say, okay, you like to do the limit order. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. It's like, this is what I want to pay. I don't want to pay more. I don't want to pay less. This is what I want to pay. I mean, I'll take less, but I don't want to pay any more than that. That's called a limit order. The thing I don't like about limit orders is they can sit on the market maker's screen, his computer screen, all day and never get filled. Okay, there's a few people, because I have a morning trading group. It's a paid trading group. So people come in there, and some of them, they do limit orders. And they wonder why their stocks don't get filled. Their orders don't get filled. Because the market maker doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. I always change mine to market order. That means at 9:30 a.m., regardless of what the market maker thinks, okay, it's going to get filled first thing in the morning. Now, the reason why I do that is because the stock order and the option order are tied together. I already know what my profit's going to be, okay? So after I set this, I'm going to hit confirm and send. And then I want to read it out loud. Are you ready? Here we go. Buy one. Covered call of Kroger, KR, 20 June 25. Now, that 20 June 25, that means this order is going to be good until Friday afternoon. Okay? Hold on. There's a little bit more to it. 20 June 25, that's this Friday. The 66 call option against the stock at the market to open to open. Now, I'm not repeating myself. To open means there's two trades. I'm buying the stock, that's one trade. I'm selling the option, that's the second trade. I'm opening a stock order, I'm opening an order. Steve. Oh, all right, Mr. Steve, I'll do that for you. All right, so it's two different orders. They're tied together. And remember I said consistency, profitability, and predictability. Well, I know exactly what this trade is going to get me. Let me explain. Okay, that's the order right there. Break even is 63.96, so as long as the stock is above 63.96 by this coming Friday, the 20th, remember? 20 June 25, this Friday, break even is 63.96. Well, the stock is currently at 66. Okay, let's keep on going. Maximum profit. I know exactly how much I'm going to make before I even do this trade. So, do the numbers work? Remember, Rule 5, do the numbers work. We're going to get that in a second. Profits, 204. Maximum loss or the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $6,396, $6,400. That's what it costs to do this one trade, to make $204. Okay, hold on. Right. We're going to need the calculator to calculate the rate of return. Remember, I'm looking for 1%. Kroger, does it fit? Well, let's find out. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that, and let's go to 204. So, to find out the rate of return, you take the profit, 204, divide it by what it costs to buy the shares, $6,396, $6,400, $6,396. Gives me a grand total of, you ready for this? 3.1%. See, the dude over here is going for VOO, pays 1.6% for the year. This right here, Kroger, one trade beats your whole year of 1.6, 3.18 for 1 week. So the question is, does it make sense? Number one, you buy it, you sell it to someone else for the same price you just paid for it. Okay, isn't that weird? I buy it, I sell it for the same price I just paid for it, using a strategy called the covered call. There are literally hundreds of videos. Scotty Cook, what's happening? There are literally hundreds of videos available on YouTube explaining how the covered call works. It's simple. You buy the stock, you offer it to someone else for the same price you just paid. Well, this is what I do. I buy it, I offer it to someone else the same price I paid for it. They pay me a premium. I pick up $204, and $204 on a $6,400 investment is 3.1% return for 1 week. Now, I average about 1% a week. Most of the time, more than 1% a week. But if I told people I make more than 1% a week, most people don't believe me. If that's my goal, 1%, crap. That's what it is. It is what it is. So, I'm going to write this one down. This is going to be pick number 1 for this week. Kroger. All right, so I got to write all the details. KR is 3.18, and that is the 66 call. 66 call. And no. It's not a tip. It's not a recommendation. I'm just pointing out the numbers and reading the data. That's it. I'm not giving a tip. It's not a tip. It's not a recommendation. I always tell people, do your own work. Make sure it makes sense to you. Never blindly listen to some guy on YouTube. Well, I'm on YouTube. Don't listen to me. Do your own work. I'm just sharing some information. All right. So that's Kroger. I like it. It's top of my list for this week. Well, let's keep on rolling. Next. All right, let's get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that. Get back to where you once belong. Get back, Loretta. Okay, let's do this thing. New Jersey, thank you for that. Happy Father's Day to you too, brother. All right. What else do we got? 2 green candles your rule? No, Mark. My rule for me, okay? You got a 30-day top. You got a 30-day bottom. From the 30-day bottom, I want 2 up days. Now, it doesn't have to be a green candle. It's 2 up days. A higher high and a higher low. As long as it's moving up from the bottom, whether you're counting the bottom line or whether you're counting the top line, either way, to the top side. On the 3rd day, okay, here's your 2 days here. Tomorrow morning, if she opens higher than 65.56, I'll buy it. If she opens lower than 65.56, I'll keep my eye on it for a little while during the day. If she starts moving up, yeah, maybe I will. But if she opens up lower, then Friday's closed, no. Okay, 2 days to the upside. On the 3rd day, I jump in. If the water's nice and warm. Dip my toe in. All right, let's keep on going. What is the best platform to trade? Now, Raphael, I can't tell you what the best trading platform is because I have no idea what you're doing. Okay, I have no idea what kind of trading strategy you're looking for. Now, 15 years ago, I wrote a book on choosing the right trading platform. Well, it's probably outdated by now, but what I was looking for, that's what I wrote the book for. What I was looking for, specifically, the only one I found that had what I was looking for was this one, Think or Swim. Now, Charles Schwab owns it. Well, 20 years ago, Charles Schwab didn't own it. All right. Time to delete. So when you sell covered calls, there's no strategy or stop loss. Nope. The strategy, time to delete, is the covered call. Number 1, never buy a stock you don't want to hold on to for the rest of your life. That just makes sense. Why would you invest in something you don't believe in wholeheartedly? That's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to sell it to someone else for the exact same price I just paid for it. So if I pay $66 for this, I'm going to sell it to someone else for $66. And I'm going to collect that premium right there, $145. Now, 145, we already looked. It's 3 point something, 3.8, 3.18, something like that, for 1 week. 3% for 1 week. Yeah, I'll take it. Now, if it's above 66 come Friday, whoever bought that option most likely is going to take the stock away from me. Well, I really don't care because I'm not looking to hold on to the stock. If I have to, I want to make sure it's a stock that I would like to hold on to. I got no problem holding on to Kroger. But if it hits my target, $66, bye-bye, thank you for the 3%. And then I get all my money back. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Okay. Mark. Macro headlines dropped most stocks. Mark Palmer, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Mango Coral Empire. Is there a way of earning 2% daily compound interest? Sure. But you're definitely in the wrong place, dude, because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 1% a week. All right. Sweet Dan, what's happening? Gerald Collection. Hello. Get to the point. What do we do? Uh-oh. Liam. Hey, Liam, what's happening? All right, so Ohio Romeo. Get to the point. What do we do? You learn, educate yourself. That's the number 1, education. That B guy, Delta Airlines, DAL. Let's try it out. DAL. DAL. No. Sorry. Look what happened recently. Okay? Down, up, down. So this could be the bottom. Okay? If it is, I'm looking for 2 days to the upside. On the 3rd day, if it still looks good, yeah. So the soonest I will buy into this thing will be Wednesday. Well, that doesn't work for me because most of my money's already invested on Monday. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like Delta Airlines if the numbers work. This week, not so much. Sweet Dan, how are your Walgreens stocks doing? Boy, sweet Den, it's been a while since you've been here, dude. I got rid of Walgreens back in January or February. Okay, they signed that contract. They got a buyer coming in and going to buy them out. Well, great. Well, ever since that happened, the premiums are absolutely horrible. Take a look at them. WBA. Okay, it's at 11.42. Well, the 11.50s, 2 cents. Yeah, no thank you, brother. See, ever since they got bought out, the premiums are horrible. Now, we traded Walgreens for almost a whole year last year. It was way up high, dropped, and slid around the bottom for quite a while, but we made a nice profit every single week. But the numbers are horrible. And who came up with Energy Transfer? Medina, same thing. Energy Transfer, exact same thing. Look at the numbers. Horrible. I don't do... See, now I used to do Walgreens. Not anymore. I used to do Energy Transfer. Not anymore. AG&C, same thing. Not anymore. See, the premiums, it's not worth my effort. I could care less about the stock. I don't care how wonderful it is. See, I'm not buying stocks to accumulate stocks. I'm retired. I'm buying stocks to get a safe, predictable cash flow. So, do you ever sell the covered calls on more than you buy it for? Absolutely. Time to delete. Are you ready for this? Time to delete. Always, always, always about the numbers. What did I buy it for? What's the current premium for the closest strike price? Is that more than 1%? Great. All right, what do we have? We have some questions over here on YouTube. Okay, David Hume wants to look at Campbell's soup. CPB. Campbell's soup is usually a no. Okay, 33.15 to 33 is going for 15 cents. No. Sorry, dude. It's not that I'm not paying attention to you. It's just that I get so many other questions going on at the same time. Russell Williams. Okay, Russell, you got to give me the ticker symbol. Because when you just blurt out Williams, well, I'm going to say no because I have no idea which one that is. Don't forget to drink water, y'all. Have a good day. Yep. Christopher Lee, is there only one YouTube stream tonight? No, there's two. Randy Man, pick on me and my Axon dump. I need feedback. Axon, A-X-O-N. What the hell is that? A-X-O-N. Hell no. I'm not even going to bother wasting my time with that. Nord, O-M-G. Okay, don't get me into, nope. I don't do, I don't do politics. You guys honestly don't want to hear my opinion. Hey, Randy. If you gambled $30,000 on Voodoo 5 years ago, you'd have $55,000 today, plus 8% on cumulative dividends. Alrighty then. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. Dividends still positive. Dividends still positive. WTF. Andre, which one are you talking about, Andre? Okay, Andre, I'm scaling down, looking at all the questions here. I don't see a question about anything here, Andre. Okay. So, Andre, dividends still positive. WTF you talking about? See, I understand exactly what you're talking about. However, I have no idea what stock you're talking about. Because you're under the assumption that you're the only one here. No. There's 7 other channels. Which means there's 7 other sets of questions. Which means you blurt out something. I have no idea what you're talking about. So what stock are you talking about that the dividends are still positive? And not only that, does that company that you're talking about have 20 years of consistently increasing their dividends? And do they have weekly options available? Well, if not, well, it's pointless to argue. Luigi, what's happening? Jason, how are you? Your other YouTube channel? Yes, it is. Lisa M, how you doing? Yalal. Yeah, I don't read that, sorry. Hey, Randy Man, dividends went down, net worth went up. Okay. Every company goes up and down. It's about more than 1/4. Whole economies go down. Thank you, Andre. I didn't know that. I've been trading for over 20 years, and I didn't know stocks went up and down. Thank you for that. My goodness. Leo, no roll ball. Okay, yeah, whatever. You look like a basketball coach. Okay, thank you. I stopped playing basketball in 1976. Our team went in 1976. My basketball team went undefeated. Woohoo! So I quit playing. Details. Okay, Randy Man. If he invests $10,000 into Voodoo 15 years ago, though, I could care less about Voodoo. What the heck is Voodoo anyway? VOODOO. Okay. What the hell is that? He actually gave me the stock symbol. Voodoo is not a stock symbol. Oh, varsity girls coach teaching markets. Wow, thank you, Andre. Even better than 5 years ago. Okay, Randy Man, you got to give me the ticker symbol. Just saying Voodoo means absolutely nothing to me. Now, I've been trading for over 20 years. Voodoo has never come across my desk because I have no idea who they are. How did you lose on the 3 losses? How did you set your strike prices in the money? Steady she goes. Hold that thought. How did I lose? Okay, well, I lost basically because of TDS. You know what TDS is? Well, some people call it Trump derangement syndrome. Trump says something you don't agree with, people sell their stocks, the stock drop. Okay, so the fourth month, which is April, the 8th and 9th, that's when he started talking about tariffs. And everybody panicked and the stock market dropped. And I got 2 margin calls. Well, I'm a firm believer of not throwing more money in, so the only way to alleviate a margin call is to push options way out into the future. Well, I did that with one. And I had to take a loss on Riley to cover the rest of the margin. So I took a loss on Riley. That was one of them. The second one was Harley Davidson. Because I wasn't paying attention. I had too much on my plate. I did too many trading strategies, too many option trades. And then my trade for Harley Davidson didn't get pushed forward. I tried to roll it into the next week. It didn't go forward, and I ended up getting called out. That was number 2. Number 3, the third one was Altria. Okay, Altria, I was doing a calendar spread. So that's where you buy one option, you sell another. Well, apparently the one that I sold, somebody exercised it. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell did you exercise that for? But by them exercising, put me into a situation which means I sold it for less than I paid for it. But the option, okay, the other side was positive. So I made money on that one. However, I still had to deliver the stocks, which was still a loss. So that's my 3 losses. Okay, steady she goes. What do you... I have no idea what that means. All right, let's go. Ooh, David Graham wants to take a look at Verizon. Now, Verizon's an easy one because that actually has a ticker symbol that I know because that's on my list. Unlike Voodoo, which I've never heard of before, let's go take a look at it. Okay. High, low is, look at this, up, down, up, sideways, 43. The 43 is going for 43, so 1%. 1% for Verizon. Well, let's take a look at Verizon, see if it makes sense. A year ago, we're at 39.33. The bottom of the year was the first week of January, 37.56. You see it? 37.56, bottom of the year. Top of the year, right there. Let's take a look at that. Top of the year, 47.35. Okay. Interesting. Now, let's take a look at the last 30 days. 515, right there. Okay, so here's the last 30 days for Verizon. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Came down, went up, came down. going to be a no for a couple of days. Because I've got to find a new bottom, which looks like it was Thursday. Friday looks like one day to the upside. Okay, because Friday's bottom is higher than Thursday's bottom. So it's still one day to the upside. Like 2 days upside. 2 days to the upside. So I'm waiting for it tomorrow. Soonest I would get into this would be Tuesday if the numbers worked. So no for Verizon for this week at this moment in time. Okay? Why do I lose money rolling up? Lonzo, you're probably doing it wrong. Okay? Now, when you're saying rolling up, I'm assuming, this is just an assumption based on the amount of information you've given me. Well, you're saying rolling forward. Well, that's usually rolling forward at the exact same price. When you change the strike price from where it's at to go higher, rolling up, yeah, you have to pay money to do that. Rolling down, well, you don't have to pay money for that. You get to get more money out of it. So it all depends on when you roll, what are you doing specifically? Okay, next question. So this is a side question. Do you like safe and predictable? Do you like tax liens? No. I probably should, but no. WMB, Russell. WMB. Yeah, Williams. WMB. 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 It is Williams Incorporated. Interesting. Well, that's definitely interesting. Let's take a look. There's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up. There's no big ups and downs. Just up, down, up, down, up, down. But just basically up. Okay. 59.78. Well, let's take a closer look. If it's at 59.78, the closest strike price is going to be the 60. So the 60 is going for 70 cents. Well, that's more than 1%. Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? All right. So a year ago, 41.02. The bottom of the year, the beginning of August, 40.30. Okay, so the high of the year is right there, 61.61, and that was the end of March. Okay, so from the end of March, okay, high, low is, look at the motion, down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, no, that's kind of interesting right there. Let's zoom in a little closer to get a better look. Last 30 days, the 15th, right there. Here you go, same thing. High, low is, look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Okay, so here's the newest bottom, not the 30-day bottom. Okay, but 1, 2, 3. Now, see, this one is a little bit challenging on how to read it because you have a lower bottom and you have a higher top. But look at the body. The body is going to the upside. However, okay, it did go higher. 2 days up, jump in on Friday, but she pulled back. Now she's at 59.78. Is that still a good deal? I don't know. Because, see, here's the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days down. 3 days up. Could be. Do you like that? Now, before you make up your mind, let's take a look at the seasonality. What does it normally do? Well, normally, this time of year, Williams basically just goes down a tiny bit and then just sideways for the next couple of weeks. So do you like it? Do you not like it? It's a good question. Scotty Young. Scotty Young, we took a look at Kroger earlier. Okay, Kroger was a good pick for us. Okay, Diamato, for your information, your second YouTube channel with the screen live isn't on. Okay, so let me see. For your information. Okay, we go there. And we go here. And we go to YouTube. Come on, come on. Okay. I don't know. Okay. There's one. There's the other. Both of them are alive. So I guess someone's wrong there. Let's get out of that one. Get out of that one because we don't need it. Let's get back to where we were. And next question. Okay, so we're done with oh no, holy cow. All right, let's get some more questions here. Mackenzie, thank you. Granny, good evening, back again. Lonzo, why do I lose money rolling up? Because you're rolling up. Anytime you roll up, yeah, because when you're going up, you're increasing the value of the stock that you're trying to sell. Hence, it's going to cost you money. So why are you rolling up? Why not just roll it forward at the current price? Dan the Man, can you walk through Kohl's just like you did Kroger? The percentages don't make sense to me. I love Kohl's. Actually, I have some Kohl's. So let's get out of here. Kohl's. KSS. Now you see the numbers don't make sense. All right. Well, first of all, high low is look at the motion. Up, down, up. Okay, what's going on there? That's the important part. What's going on there? However, $8.12. Before we take a deeper look at this, what do the numbers look like for the $8.12 stock? So at $8.12, looking at the 850s, the 850s are going for 15 cents. That's just a tiny bit less than 2%. So I'm not quite sure why that doesn't make sense. Well, let's take a deeper look. But anyway, Kohl's is going to be a no this week. Okay? 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Now she's coming down. So I'm not quite sure what it is you want to take a look at on Kohl's. Because why would you buy as the stock's coming down? Give it a little time to find the bottom. See here, stock went up and went down. Here's the bottom here. How can you tell? Well, because it went up. That's how you can tell. How many days to the upside do you need in order to feel comfortable? Well, for me, it's 2 days to the upside. On the third day, I will jump in. That's me. Don't listen to what I say. You guys got to figure out what works for you. Bottom's here. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Well, the third day, she gapped up. Yeah, I wouldn't have jumped into that one. Because that gap up, okay, the opening price is way up here. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that one. Now, I'd like to say, but no, I wouldn't have. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, here's the bottom. 2 days to the upside. Let's zoom in a little closer so you get a better view at it. Okay, here's the bottom. 1 day of the upside, 2 days of the upside. That's my cue. Okay, that's my cue. Say, great. And the next day, third day, I'm going to jump in if she opens higher. Okay. Gap up to here? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Not from what? $8.10 up to $9.10. Now, I know it's only $1 move, but think about it. $1 move on an $8 stock. Well, that's like 14% jump overnight. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have done that one. It looks like I would have, but no. Okay, but look at where we are now. Okay, it's coming down. And now I don't know why the numbers don't make sense, because if the current stock price is $8.46, okay, the strike price, the closest strike price is going to be $8.50. And the $8.50 is selling for 15 cents. Now, 15 cents on an $8.50 stock is just a tiny bit below 2%. Because 2% would be 17 cents. This is only offering 15. All right, anyway. Let's look at some more questions. Quantum Antenna, how are you today? Angie, how are you today? General Motors, huh, Miss Angie? I love me some General Motors. I do. It's one of the few stocks that you can take a look at, and the book value is actually higher than the stock price. the revenue per share is higher than the stock price. The numbers are great on the fundamental side. Let's take a look at here. Here's the high, the low, where was it, where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Here we are here. What's going on here? Before we even look at that, 48.65, the closest one is going to be the 49. The 49.65, that's over 1.5%. Now, if 1% a week is 50% a year, well, 1.5% a week is going to be what? 75, 80% a year? Well, why the hell not? Let's take a deeper dive, shall we? A year ago, General Motors is sitting at 46.98. Let's call it 47. Okay? 47 a year ago. The bottom on the beginning of August, 38.84. The top, the end of November, 61.24. Well, she drops again right here. Okay, take a look. High, low is, look at this, down, up, down. Now, you can see it here closer. Sorry, Angie. You zoom in, okay, 2 days to the downside, Thursday and Friday. No. See here? I like that. This, you gotta wait to find a new bottom, Angie. Sorry. Who's that? Lumina wants to take a look at Macy's. Now, 2 years ago, Macy's was my top performing stock. I mean, it was just awesome. No to Macy's. Wasn't that quick? Wasn't that quick? Look at this. 1, 2, 3. 1 gap down, 2 gap downs. Now, here's the bottom right here, 11.24. That's actually the new 30-day bottom. So great. I'll be waiting for 2 days to the upside before I jump back into Macy's. Well, I probably should jump back into Macy's to dollar cost average down, because I already own some Macy's. And being down this low, I should probably buy some to lower my cost basis. That sounds like a great idea. Quantum Antenna wants to take a look at Riley. Captain Kurt, how are you doing today? All right, what do we have over here? We ain't getting any younger, Samuel. I have no idea what that means. 18, I can't read that. Hey, a real artist, thank you. Yeah, drink less, man, yep. Horizontal, why, yeah, I have no idea what that means. Nope. Dividend stock, not streaming, yep. I like to collect premium, so do I. Hey, Randy Man. Legit, VOO 15 years ago, pumped out, yeah, no thank you. How much money have you made throughout your trading career? Don't even keep track of it, sorry. Ty, think like you're, okay. QUBT, what the hell is that? QUBT. 16. I'm going to say no. Now, the reason why I'm saying no to this, look at where it was a year ago. What is that, $1? How can you have 20 years, 2 decades of consistent profitability if the stock is at $1? Yeah, no. Sorry. Quantum Antenna wants to take a look at Riley. I have some Riley. I do. Now, this one right here should make you uncomfortable as hell. Take a look at it. The high, $22. The bottom, $167. Can you imagine? That's like a 95% drop. And I jumped into it down here. Well, because it's giving me 2 or 3% every single week. So let's take a look at it. Hold on. Let's take a gander. All right. Here we go. Okay. 30-day high. 30-day low. Look at where it was. Look at where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. So it's coming down at the moment. It's at 293. All right, well, I own a bunch of them at $3. And I own some at $4. Now, I don't really worry too much because it's been going between 270 and 330 for the past couple of months. Fine, they call it channeling when it just goes sideways. Let me go back a little bit, see if you see it better. Oh, that's different. Okay. Highs up here. Look at this. Basically just going sideways. Staying between 3 and 6 for the last like 8, 9 months. So she goes up, she goes down. She goes up, she goes down. Why does the premium on Kohl's at $8.50 go from 1.7 on single and 6.8 on covered? Dan the Man, single option is a totally different strategy than a covered call. Totally different strategy. Okay? And I don't know what you jumped in at, and I don't know where it's at. Well, I know it's at the moment, but I have no idea because I'm not seeing what you're looking at. So in order for me to get a good idea of what you're talking about, I'd actually have to see it. All right, Miller by Gab, G-A-B. G-A-B. Hell no. G-A-B-E-X. G-A-B-E-X. Double hell no. Okay, that was quick, wasn't it? Eric, summarize the top 3, please. Summarize the top 3, please. Okay, Eric, the top 3 what? I'm not quite sure. Okay, Enzo, we looked at Pepsi a little while ago. Oh, did you look at X? Angie, I love X. Unfortunately, take a look at X. Okay, X is the double hell no, kiddo. Look, here's the bottom, here's the top. What do you think's coming next? Profit taking. Come on, Angie, you've been here long enough. You should know that one. Shell, are you looking at the weekly charts or daily only? Shell, I'm looking at the daily charts, okay? I'm looking at a 1-year chart, which has 266 trading days. Then I look at the 90-day chart, which has about 66 trading days. Then I look at the 30-day chart, which has about 22 trading days. Okay? That's it. I look for the highs, I look for the lows, I look for the momentum. That's it. Where are people buying? Where are people selling? What's the flow? You know what I mean? Leo Man, thank you for joining. Okay. How does UNH look to you? Running Deegan, University of New Hampshire. Let's pull it up. UNH. Okay. Take a good look at this one. The high is about $700. The low is about $250. I bet you that hurt, didn't it? High low is look at the motion. Up, sideways, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's definitely in an upward trend. Because after being at close to 700, making this big old drop to 250, that had to hurt a lot. Well, let's take a look. It's currently at 313. Okay? The 315s are going for 395. Okay, so that looks good if you like this company. Me, I don't trade stocks over $250. The numbers just don't make sense to me. Okay? Here's the bottom. Here's the top. Down, up, down, up. So now she's going the upside. What happened on Friday? Friday pulled back. Okay? Up, down, up. Here's the top. Friday's pulling back. Is it profit coming back down again? Is it profit taking? Coming, dropping? Not something I'd want to jump into. Not at $300 a share. Scott Young, thanks. You're welcome. Time to delete. You don't sell cash secured puts because you want the stock to be called away. Now, time to delete. I do cash secured puts every once in a while. But I don't teach that here. I teach one trading strategy and only one. My philosophy is learn one, perfect it. Once you get good at one, well, the one that I'm giving you for free, 1% a week, dude, that's 50% a year. When's the last time you got 50% a year? It's a simple strategy created specifically for a 9-year-old little girl. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. That was the criteria I had to overcome. So the 5 rules are simple. Never buy something you don't understand. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company's profitable. Weekly options only. And then make sure the numbers work. Well, we just went over the numbers. If everything works, great, buy it. If not, next. That's a simple thing to say. If everything looks good, buy it. If not, next. It's actually that simple. Are you looking at the weekly charts or the daily only? Okay, Shell, I just told you I'm looking daily only. Okay, I'm looking for the opening price of the day, the closing price of the day. Okay, I don't look at the 5-minute chart. I don't look at the 30-minute chart. I don't look at any other chart but the 1-day chart. I buy in the morning and then I sell on Friday. Monday morning. I buy Monday morning. On Friday, I'll take a look at it. Okay? What happens throughout the day? Well, this is it. It opened here, it closed here. It opened here, it closed there. The high, the low, the open, the close. Okay, those are the only numbers I need. How much time do you want to sit in front of the computer? Me? 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. QUBT, we already looked at that. That was a no. I can't read that language. I don't know what the hell that is. Super Adolf, hello. Yeah, y'all. I don't read that language either. I don't read that language either. Or that one, or that one. Curtis Ray, Innovation, thank you. All right, what do we have? What do we have? Curtis Way, Wheeling for Premium. Trades go sour, own stock. I understand the wheel process. I do. I didn't ask that question twice, but thanks for answering. Oh, I thought you asked it twice. That's what it looked like. Sorry about that, Shell. Ricardo, giving up the opportunity for great growth is the cost of selling options. Okay, see, Ricardo, you're under the impression that I'm looking for growth. That's your first mistake. Okay? I tell you point blank what I'm looking for. Cash flow. I'm 61 years old. I don't have the luxury of being wrong. I do not put money into a stock and sit and watch and wait. No. I need weekly cash flow on a consistent basis. I have no desire to go back to work. I've been working since 1973. I have no idea who you are, how old you are, or anything like that. But I've had my first job in 1973. Okay, some of you people haven't been alive then. But I was working my first job, 1973. Okay, I retired when I was 59. That was 2 years ago. All right, so the money I have accumulated along the way has to pay all my bills. Because we're the only species on this planet that's got to pay to live here. Okay? All right, let's keep on going. Ricardo, you get to collect your $200 premium, but if the stock takes off via a buyout offer, you just lost thousands instead of collecting 200. Well, Ricardo, okay, here's something. Now, a lot of the younger generation don't get this. Okay, some of the older generation don't get it either. You ready? Here we go. Bears make money. Bulls make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Share the wealth. If I buy a stock, sell an option against it, and I collect $200, yay for me. That's what I'm looking for. That's my goal. If the stock then shoots up to the moon and someone who bought the option from me made thousands, well, good for them. Share the profits. Don't be greedy. You be greedy, you bite yourself in the ass. Let's keep on going. Do you watch pre-market? No, I don't. Sorry, you just joined. Okay, no, I don't do that. Dude, making it seem like he's doing something unique. You're absolutely right. It's not unique. It's simple. All right. Gupinder Singh, good evening. Do you think someday we will meet and make a hamburger helper together? Sure, why not? I love hamburger helper. I grew up with that stuff. John, are you trading long-term or daily? Nope, I don't daily trade. What's your technical trading strategy? Okay, John, you're new here, so you ready for this? Here it comes. John, I buy dividend stocks specifically to collect the premium. Dividend stocks have a tendency to go up just before the EX date, which is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. By knowing the information on when the stock moves, using the right trading strategy, I like the covered call. It's simple, it's easy, it's safe, it's predictable. I can collect 1% every single week, using nothing but a covered call on pre-qualified dividend stocks. Those are companies that have consistently increased their profits for at least 2 decades. Okay? Club Med Tom, woohoo! Is there a list of stocks to follow this week? So far, Tom, the only thing we found was Kroger. Okay? Everyone was asking questions. We didn't take a look at very many stocks because too many people asking questions. What's your thought on OCGN? Never heard of it. OCGN. Let's try this one more time. OCGN. Ocugen. No. That's it. You stopped me for that? What are your thoughts on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general? Curtis Ray, listen closely. I love the idea of cryptocurrency. Right now it's like the wild, wild west. I want no part of it. Sorry. Okay, there's only a few, and I just learned this the other day. There's only a few of them that offer weekly options. But they have nothing to back them up other than a shake and a nod from someone else. That's it. It's a mutual agreement of a bunch of people saying, hey, I think this worthless piece of crap is worth this. And someone else saying, hey, you know what? I think so too. There's nothing backing it up. That's it. There's nothing backing up almost every single cryptocurrency. It's like, well, this is what we want to trade with. Well, it is what everyone else agrees what it is. That's it. They don't create a product. They don't have a service. Okay? It's just an entity that's used for buying, trading, and sharing. Okay? They also do that with gold and silver, you know? But for the most part, I like the idea of it. Cipher Solutions. I love this. This is a great one. This guy has never seen hardship. Holy shit. I love it when people automatically assume anything about me. I like to be the bearer of bad news. But I'm not quite sure if you know what day labor is. Okay? I've done day labor before, which you get up at the crack of dawn and you pile a whole bunch of people into your car and you take them to a really crappy place and you get paid for the day. $45 for 8 hours of work. Well, that kind of sucks. Depends on where you're coming from, of course. Now, I remember there were times where I would go and look into the seat cushions to find pennies, nickels, and dimes so I could buy a quart of milk for my son and scrape together pennies to buy diapers for my son. So don't tell me about hardships. I grew up on welfare. My mother was on welfare in the early 60s. Single mom, 6 kids. Old man left, didn't pay any child support. Yeah, don't tell me about hardship. I've seen a lot of crap in my days. And yeah, I lived in my van for a while, so I don't want to hear your shit. Yeah, I've seen hardship before. Okay, once you go down, the only way you can go is up. Does he even ready the comments? I mean, Sam, do I read the comments? So what do you mean? Samuel thinks that's funny. Lisa, good evening. FedEx, FDX. Ooh, interesting. Hold on. Let's take a look. FedEx. High, low. Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? What's going on there, Lisa? I don't know. Let's zoom in. Well, here's the bottom of the year. Okay, hold on. No. Sorry, Lisa. Take a look at this. Okay, bottom shot up. It's coming down. FedEx. Wait a little bit longer. Find the bottom. Wait for it to turn. What else we have over here on YouTube? Yeah, Samuel. I'm going to say this again. Because it always seems to be the people on YouTube that bitch and moan the most. Don't take it wrong, okay? I got 7 other channels. You're not the only person here. There's a channel there, and they have a bunch of questions. There's a channel here, they've got a bunch of questions. There's another channel here, they've got a bunch of questions. So no, I cannot read all the questions at once. Okay, it's one at a time. But I do read each and every single question. All right? So let's keep on going. Pilot, good evening. How are you today? All right, what Fun Train, any recommendations on something that will stop in his tracks breaking in? Okay, thank you. Completely unprofessional burping. Oh, thank you, Ricardo. Kramer wannabe. Thank you again, Ricardo. What about Nokia? Ooh, Nokia. N-O-K. Now, take a look. Okay, here's the top right here. Is that a whole week of going down? Wait for the bottom. So she finds the bottom, turns around, goes back up. Then maybe on Nokia. Ricardo. No, it's not. Okay. Jason Meeks. No, it's not. I have no idea what he's talking about. Ricardo BS. Thank you, Ricardo. G-Man D. What about Nokia? We just looked at it. Mux Capital. Third time. Dividend Stock Talk is not streaming. Okay. Thank you, Mux Capital. Well, can you answer me? Samuel Ponce, I did answer you. Steve, what are you doing? Okay, same thing I do every night, Steve. Denny Jackson, would you recommend buying a Turbo Blaster 3? Never heard of it, no. Cool type education content you see on YouTube streams. Thank you, Ponce. I know you know more than me, and I want to learn. Well, alrighty then. Just check out. What about AGNC? Didn't we just talk about AGNC a little while ago? Okay. See the premiums? 0, 0, 0. Yeah, no thanks. Now, I used to trade AGNC when the numbers were better. It's always going to be a numbers game. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What am I collecting? Is that more than 1%? Not on AGNC, it ain't. So no to AGNC. Andre, what's the best stock to invest in? Are ETFs the best for consistent earnings? Now, Andres, I have no idea of anything about you. Nothing. I know nothing about you. I cannot in good conscience tell you anything. Because I have no idea how old you are, how much money you have to play with, what your risk factors are, what your goals are. I know absolutely nothing. I cannot in good conscience tell you anything. Okay, what's good for me may not be good for you. And that may not be good for Tom. It may not be good for Pilot. May not be good for Shell or Jared. Okay? We're all different. We all have different goals. I'm just sharing what I do. I buy a good quality company. I sell a covered call against it when the chart is telling me it's the right time to. I don't buy at the high. It doesn't make any sense. I don't buy at the low because you just don't know how low it's going to go. I like to buy it when it bounces off the bottom because that's all stocks do. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down, they go up. I could do this all day long. Every single stock. Two things. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. So if you got a good company that you like, well, why not jump into it? What am I doing? Come on, plug in. There we go. All right, so everyone is different, so I cannot tell you what to buy. Sub Durbin, how are you today? No, I do not watch pre-markets. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, Jacob. Raymond. NVM. NVM, what the hell is that? Nova. No options, no thank you. That was quick. Burke. I found the time traveling just making out with myself. Cool beans. You look like Bill Gates. Thank you. Keep talking. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Alrighty. DKS. Dickey Sporting Goods. DKS. That thing has been in business for 20 years. And look at this. Okay. High, low. It jumped up. Now it's coming back down again. Thursday and Friday are lower. Wait till I find a new bonnet before she jumps up. It's not that difficult. Kai, you're a vegan. Good for you. What's up? Thanks. Let me see. Good beans. Okay, Curtis. Bottom. No one has seen the bottom just yet. You're absolutely right. Alcoa. Isn't that M-O? No. Alcoa is A-A. Yeah, Alcoa. Okay. Unfortunately, that's going to be a no also. Okay? Thursday and Friday. Friday was the high. Wednesday was the high. Thursday's lower. Friday's lower. Alcoa. What about ETH? I don't do cryptocurrency. Understand what? KS? Good evening. Burke, again, no idea. War Donkey, ETFs don't pay anything really. I made 30 cents in about 2 weeks with Amazon. Okay, good for you. Are vegan coins plant-based? That's a stupid question. See you on YouTube. Thank you, Rambler. Why are you doing this? KS, I'm doing this. Uh-oh, hold on a second. Michael, how often do you get 1%? Just about every single week. Just about. Now, I think this year I missed 3 times. Now, remember, I got 7 accounts, so I missed 3 times not getting 1%. Jay, any thoughts on crude oil given the situation in the Middle East? Jay, I only do dividend stocks, so I do not have an answer for you. But good luck with that one. I told you 3 times you were not streaming. Mux Capital, you told me 3 times I was not streaming. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I do. I do now. Yes, I do. Do you want me to be all mine? I do. I do now. Yes, I do. Okay, YouTube. Come on. Video. Oh, wait a minute. No. Live. Okay. Live number 1. Okay, live number 1. We ready? See? Hi. Oh, wait a minute. No. Live. Okay. Live number 1. All right, there we go. Okay, live number 1. We ready? See? Hi. Live number 2. Hold that thought. Video. Oh, wait a minute. No. Live. Okay. Live number 2. It takes a while to come over there, but see, there it is. Okay, live number 1. We ready? See? Hi. See? Both of them are live. So, don't know what to tell you. Out of that one, back to where we were. Okay. Burke. What is this channel about? KGB? Absolutely. How did you know? This channel is about investing for weekly cash flow using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what this channel is about. Okay? Sandra. Good evening. Kai. See, the crisps have gone I don't really care. No, that blah, blah, blah. Make the lizard sound. I can understand. Check yourself, dude. I have no idea what that means, Phil. What is this? 100 shares, Apple, blah, blah, blah. You guys have anything interesting to say? Or should I say reptilian, Phil? E10K. Homie got cute. Oh, my God. Mike, you don't. Okay, whatever. Uh-oh. All right. Lost me here. Not a trader. Real traders cut losses quickly. All right, thank you. I know that because I'm half reptilian. Okay. Apple sucks. All righty then. You like options? Cool beans. He can bite and cut your tongue. Okay, great. All righty. You guys on YouTube are just getting a little crazy. Okay, all right. Oh, wow. Look at all those questions. You know what? I'm not even going to deal with YouTube anymore. Wow. That's way too many questions. Samuel, if I have EMA at 2050 and the 20 is over the 50, and my RSI is at 49.92. Statistics are showing. Okay, would you take the trade or should you take the trade? Okay, so anyway, I'm looking at what you're saying, Samuel. I understand what you're saying. However, try explaining that to a 9-year-old. The trading strategy I am showing was created for a 9-year-old. Now, I understand all that stuff. And I also understand that adults have a tendency to make everything super duper complicated. I like simple. I like safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for me to lose. That's what I like. That's what I'm looking for. 1% a week, fine. I'm good with it. What you're looking at, you're not looking at the same thing that I'm looking at. Okay, we're not going in the same direction. All right, there's lots of ways of working. Okay, lots of ways of doing it. You're doing it your way. I'm doing it my way. Best of luck to you. Hope you work out good for you. James, you said earlier, why didn't someone tell you Dividend Stock Talk was not streaming? I told you 3 times. Yeah, and I checked 4 times. And each time I checked, it was working. Lisa, Harley Davidson. Use both of your eyes, dog. Okay, I'm blind in one eye, so, piss off. So, this eye don't work. So, why use it? Harley Davidson. Love Harley Davidson, and I actually own some Harley Davidson. All right, here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. Okay, we're currently sitting at 24.20. Look at the high of the year, $40. The low of the year, $20. What does that mean? Well, it means whatever you think it means. Is it a good choice? Don't know. Well, let's take a look. A year ago, Harley Davidson is at 33.27. It jumped all the way up to 39.93. Well, let's call it $40. Drops down to 20. So it goes from $40 down to 20. That is a 50% drop. If you're not ready for a 50% drop on what you buy, don't play this game. Okay? This is not a game for those that panic and sell at a loss. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Now, I bought Harley Davidson at 35. I tried to roll it at whatever the price was, and it didn't get filled, so I lost money. So I am now trying to regain that money with my Harley Davidson. So we're at 24.20. Well, look at the last couple of days. Okay? Here's your bottom, here's your top. Down, up, down. Okay? It's coming down at the moment. Not something I want to jump into. We got another question on YouTube. Samuel, I explore all avenues of trading and investing. That's how I know what I know, but I want to know what you know. If you're trading options, I know that isn't for the faint of heart. I've done them. Learn the Greeks and all about starting trading futures. Okay, I don't trade futures. Okay, I don't pay attention to the Greeks. I only pay attention to the Greeks when someone asks me to take a look at them. But for the most part, I don't pay attention. Okay, Samuel, take a look at this. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. We can agree on that, right? 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Okay? When you're at a 30-day top, usually stocks come down because of profit taken. So they take their profits. They're down here. They get low enough, then they go up. They go up to a certain point where they stop and they come back down again. Well, where we are right now, the Greeks don't mean jack, dick, dong, diddly because the stock's going down. 3 down days in a row. Not someplace I want to jump in. I don't care what the Greeks tell me. Okay? What else do we got? Right now I'm trading USD JPY. Okay, got it. Yes, support and resistance. Yeah, I get that. But it's 3 days down. No. I won't jump back into Harley Davidson until it hits the bottom, turns around, goes back up. Look, bottom here, turn around, went back up. Bottom here, turn around, went back up. Well, guess what? It's coming back down again. It's going to hit a bottom, turn around, go back up again. Okay, adults have a tendency to make this more complicated than it needs to be. It's past 11:30. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I answered all the questions. All done. Get cultured. Sorry, can you explain how you lost money on Harley Davidson? How do you know what the bottom is? Pete, I can't believe you asked that question. You ready, Pete? Let's take a look. That's the bottom. That's the top. Now, I have a 5-year-old grandson who doesn't know shit about anything. But I can say, hey, little buddy, where's the high? And he'll go, oh, Papa G, it's right there. And then I'll say, hey, little buddy, where's the bottom? Or where's the low? And say, oh, Papa G, it's right there. It's actually plain as the day is long. It's plain right in front of your face. It's right there. That's the top. That's the bottom. How can you tell where the bottom is? Because it's at the bottom. That's what it means. It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom. That's the time frame I'm looking at. Now, if I change the time frame, it's going to change. Never heard anything so stupid. Neither have I. Yeah, I've never heard anything so stupid. So the time frame I'm looking at, there's the top, there's the bottom. Now, if I change the time frame, okay, now that's the bottom and that's the top. It all depends on the time frame you're looking at. Top, bottom. It went down, it went up, now it's coming back down again. Adults have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Lisa, have a good night. You too. Are you self-taught? Yes, I am, Samuel. Thank you. Samuel, you're just pointing out support and resistance again. No, Samuel, I'm not pointing out support and resistance. Support is when you hit it more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. Support is something that's there consistently. Okay? Resistance is something there consistently. Okay? Bottom is when the people are done saying, you know what? I think it's worth more than this. Let's buy some. That's only a bottom. It's not support. Okay? Support is when you have it there more than once. There's a couple of good ones. Ooh. Riley. R-I-L-Y. This, my brother, is support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it hit that area. That is support. Okay? But when you zoom in, okay, that's no longer support. That is the bottom. It's the same number. It was there 15 minutes ago, or a few minutes ago. Okay? Okay? Here, that is support. But when you isolate it down further, it's only the bottom. Okay? You need more than 1 point of data to call it support. It's just the bottom, brother. That's all it is. I see what you're saying. Thank you, brother. Time for me to go. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow. What's going on here? Okay, let's end this one. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Did you do a call on Kroger or a put? Shell, I didn't do anything with Kroger because we just found it tonight. Okay, just found it tonight. Tomorrow, I just might be buying Kroger, depending on what it opens up at tomorrow. Okay, Shell, but tune in tomorrow and I'll let you know if I got it or not. My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, for which I'm certain I've lived